Welcome back to Neka's Tea Talks, where we gossip and spill the tea, the truth and the real. Legal disclaimer: the sources used have been from ABC News, People.com, 8 News Now, and the Los Angeles Times, along with other publicly accessible sources. I do not claim ownership of any third party content referenced here. What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Neka. So today it is time for another Tea Talk, aka Neka's News. So today we're going to talk about something a little different. It ain't even really different, but we're going to talk about something. So now, I'm sure you guys have seen all three of the people I'm about to talk about. You have seen them some way. They have been in TV commercials. They have been in movies. They have been in TV shows. So the first person I'm going to talk about today is Kaalan Walker. Now, he is one of the actors off of Superfly. That's my favorite freaking movie. Like, I freaking love that movie because the main actor, of course, Trevor Morgan, I love him. Absolutely love him. But that's my favorite movie. So, of course, Superfly is a remake of the original Superfly. But anyway, so Mr. Walker here, I guess he decided he wanted to use his fame to lure women. You know, he used his fame to sexually assault women, rape them. And of course, he ended up getting caught. So, Mr. Kaalan ended up getting 50 years to life in prison after being convicted of multiple rapes and sexual assaults. Now, a jury found him guilty of 3 counts of forcible rape, 2 counts of statutory rape, and 2 counts of rape by intoxication. So, of course, I got all my information from the people.com online, Los Angeles Times, and I believe there was one more, Black Enterprise. And I might not even use all the information I'm going to present to you. I'm not even going to use clips from all these different places. But just in case if a picture pops up, I need to source where I got it from, okay? Anyway, so prosecutor said he used his Instagram and his Twitter to contact women and teens. Like, teens. And the crazy thing is, in the movie Superfly, he did seem a little weird in that movie because the way he kept coming at Trevor like that, he kept coming at him, you know, and he even made a comment, you know, they kept saying, yo, man, how, you know, Snow Patrol was like, yo, we got enough bread here to feed everybody, man. Come on, what you doing? I want his bread. I want his food too. You know, he was just going, I want his food too. And the way he shot that girl, he was trying to shoot at Superfly. He shot that girl and he didn't even care nothing about it. He just ran off. He didn't care about her getting hurt. Like, literally, he played his role in that movie, but he also was living that role for real. You know what I mean? He played the role well, but that was his true life. That's how he living. And that's crazy because he looked like he was effed up in that movie. And the way he kept coming at him, you know, the way he was sitting on that scene, where he was sitting on that car when they were coming out the club, and he was sitting on that car smoking his blunts, you know, whatever he was smoking, sitting up there like mean mugging, like he was drunk, and he would make like, that is him for real. That was him for real. And of course, I can't quote or show you any parts of the film because of copyright, but that is him all day. And of course, you get caught doing this kind of stuff. You and it's like you can't get nobody. You on TV, you famous, and you gotta sexually assault women and rape them. You can't get nobody on your own. Like, freaking creep. But anyway, so he must also register as a sex offender for life. But the crazy thing is, you gotta register as a sex offender, but you might not be getting out anyway. You got 50 years to life. You're gonna be your granddaddy when you get out, and that's if you get out. But that's just crazy because this all came about, I believe, in 2018. 2018, that's when he got arrested for all of these charges. And I didn't even know that movie had been out this long. But obviously it has been. You know, and that's just crazy because, you know, I was actually trying to find it here. But that's just crazy due to the fact that he got money, he got fame, and Superfly was a well-known movie, but you use your fame, and he actually used his fame and power to lure women because he told them that he had connections for them to meet Drake. He had connections for them to meet all these famous people, and they were coming to audition for this, and he'll lure them in like different places or down alleys and stuff like that, and sexually assault them. And I think it said like over 30 women came forth with what happened. Like people was just like, look, no, he did this to me, he did that to me, and this dude was like, I believe he's in his 20s. And it's so crazy that you done already messed up your life. That's crazy. But anyway, take a good look at this man. So before I move on to the next person, I'm going to go ahead and just read you what I found in regards to some articles online. I'm going to just quickly read to you exactly what it said about his charges and how he was found guilty. Pretty much I just told you, but I'm going to read it to you so that you have a credible source. Here we go.
So this story was reported from Los Angeles Times. Superfly actor and rapper sentenced to 50 years to life in prison for multiple rapes. A Los Angeles rapper was sentenced to at least half a century behind bars Monday after he was convicted at trial of numerous rapes. Kaalan Walker, 27, was convicted in rape of 3 counts of forcible rape, 2 counts of statutory rape, and 2 counts of rape by intoxication, according to Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office. Walker was arrested in 2018 on the charges and was released on bail, but he was ordered held after sentencing, according to City News Service. The rapper's victims, who were models, alleged that Walker reached out to them over social media, offering to help them professionally, police said. Walker would lure his victims to locations by telling them there was a music video shoot or that he was going to introduce them to someone famous, City News Service reported. When he was alone with the women, he'll sexually assault them, his victims told police. The rapper went by the stage name KR, released an MP in 2017, and played a gang member in the 2018 movie Superfly. He also appeared in the 2017 movie Kings, which starred Daniel Craig and Halle Berry. So as you can see, again, Superfly actor and rapper sentenced to 50 years to life in prison for multiple rapes.
So guys, I know you all have watched that 70s show. It was like in the 70s, not really, but it is an old show. But I'm sure you guys have all seen that 70s show. So one of the characters off of that 70s show, his name is Danny Masterson. In same type situation, he was convicted of raping 2 women. 2 women now, just 2. But he is serving 30 years to life in prison, in the California State Prison. I don't know what make these famous people who be on TV in movies, they gotta go out here and do stuff like this. And the reason I emphasize just 2 is because whether it was 1 or 2, 3 or 4, he got 30 years and it was 2 people for him. And other dude got 50 years, but I think his count was way higher. Like, I believe I told you it said like 30 women or something, or 18 women or something like that. I think it was 30 though. But, came forward, and it's crazy. So yeah, it actually said it was 30 women, but it was back in 2018. But anyway, moving on back to him. So he got sentenced to 30 years to life in prison for 2 women that he raped. And I'm trying to figure out why are these people raping people? Like, why do you have to rape them? Like, you can't go out and get a woman on your own. You can't physically be nice and approach a woman and introduce yourself and romance her the right way. Like, you gotta rape people. You gotta be force her to do something. You gotta get her drunk. Like, this is crazy. But anyway, he was found guilty of 2 counts of forcible rape. Like, just like I said, he forced himself on them. And of course, they had a retrial after a mistrial for his first trial. So he ended up being retried again. So back in September of 2023, he was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison. And of course, he filed legal motions appealing the conviction as of late 2025. And of course, any pictures that you may see also came from like PBS, the news channel, whatever, AP News, AOL. Mainly that's where his pictures and stuff. So if I quote any pictures, and also from ABC News, Fox 13 News as well. Because I do not know which picture I'm going to use to show you. But they all have to be cited, due to the copyrights and everything. But that's crazy. Like I say, these people, they use their fame and stardom. They use it. They use it and they abuse it. They use it and abuse it. But anyway, guys, let me go ahead and show you his picture. So take a look at that. And then also, I'm going to read to you an article that I read on him as well, which really ain't much because it's very brief. And I might not even have an article because pretty much what I just said is what's there. But I'm going to just read something to you and then we're going to move on to the next one. So take a look.
Masterson, he's been sentenced to 30 years in prison, life in prison, for sexually assaulting 2 women at his Hollywood Hills home 2 decades ago. It's the maximum sentence allowed by law. Zoreen Shah is in Los Angeles outside the jail where Masterson is being held. Good morning, Zoreen.
George, Danny Masterson will be waking up here in jail, eventually in prison, until he is 77 years old. That's when he next qualifies for parole. And this morning, we're learning more about the major celebrities who wrote letters of support, but they did not appear to sway the judge. This morning, a judge sentencing Danny Masterson, star of That 70s Show, to 30 years to life behind bars, the maximum penalty, after a jury found the 47-year-old guilty of raping 2 women. What's your reaction to the sentencing?
Pleased, and it was the right decision to make. I know these victims have been waiting a long time for this day.
The victims claim the actor abused them in separate incidents between 2001 and 2003 while he was starring on the hit sitcom.
The teachers like him, the counselors like him, everybody likes him. I hate him.
At the time, Masterson and his accusers were practicing members of the Church of Scientology. The women initially hesitant to come forward, fearing backlash from the church. The church says it has no policy prohibiting anyone from making reports to law enforcement, and it demands that all of its members follow the law. But in the packed courtroom, both of them speaking directly to their attacker, one saying, "When you raped me, you stole from me. That's what rape is, a theft of the spirit." The other sharing, "I knew he belonged behind bars for the safety of all the women he came into contact with. I am so sorry, and I'm so upset. I wish I'd reported him sooner to the police." More than 50 people writing letters in support for Masterson, too, including some of his That 70s Show co-stars. Ashton Kutcher calling him a role model, and Mila Kunis vouching for what she says is his exceptional character. Masterson's wife, actress Bijou Phillips, also always by his side during this entire trial. His legal team now vowing to appeal.
Though we have great respect for the jury and for our system of justice, sometimes they get it wrong. And that's what happened here.
And the judge, of course, firmly disagrees with that sentiment. Just moments before she handed Danny that maximum sentence, she told him, "You are not the victim here. Your actions were criminal." Guys.
Zoreen, thank you.
Okay, so the last guy I want to talk about today is Jared Scott Fogle, aka the Subway guy. So we all know of him from his Subway commercials. He was the face of Subway, okay? So he became famous in the early 2000s as the spokesperson for Subway. He claimed he had lost a large amount of weight, over 200 pounds, by eating Subway sandwiches and walking. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, I don't believe that. You know why? Every time I eat Subway, I gain 2 to 3 pounds. I really do. Every time I go and eat any, if I switch it up, I eat this, I eat wheat bread, or I eat a pizza, or I go eat that little protein things they got now, or even that little salad protein bowls. Look, I be heavier. So I know this man didn't lose over no 200 pounds eating no Subway, but he got away with the lie, okay? He got away with it. He became famous for that lie. anyway, so that's what caused him to become the lead of the company. And they featured him in hundreds of national commercials. Okay, so he had fame, stardom, being on these TV commercials. Okay, but his years as Subway Faces came to an abrupt end in 2015. So, of course, around 2015, he was on TV for about 15 years, but it ended suddenly. Why did it end? Why did it end? He was a freaking creep. He was a creep. Anyway, so federal authorities raided his home amid an investigation. He was later charged and pleaded guilty to serious federal offenses, including traveling to engage in sexual conduct with minors now, and possessing and receiving child pornography. I don't know why these people do this kind of stuff. Now you want to look at little girls. You having sex with little kids and looking at child pornography. This mess turns you on. Like, this is creepy. This is weird. And for people to just, we have seen this man on TV advertising for Subway, promoting Subway. But yet again, in your spare time, your alone time, you screwing little kids. So, that's crazy. And the crazy thing is, let me read this to you. Screwing little kids now. Tell me why he only got 15 years and 8 months. 15 years and 8 months for child pornography and screwing little kids. But yet again, these other two people got 50 years to life and 30 years to life, but this nigga got 15 years to 8 months. Well, 15 years and 8 months. Not 2 8 months, but 8 months. And that's just crazy because Subway is affected by their image. You know, that this affected their image. But they immediately took him off. He went to jail. But when he get out, he probably could still have time to live his life. Still time to live his life. And do what he got to do. That's crazy. Because Subway hired him in 2000 and he appeared in over 300 commercials over a 15-year period. And it says, helping the brand promote itself as a healthier choice. We still have Subway. We still go to Subway. Good thing it didn't affect them too badly because they really didn't care anyway. I mean, I'm sure they didn't care because it affected their whole company, but I mean, I'm just baffled at what he got sentenced for. All right, so he pleaded guilty to federal charges, including child pornography and traveling to elicit sexual conduct with minors. So in November of 2015, he was sentenced to 15 years and 8 months in federal prison. So, of course, when he gets out, his earliest expected release date is around March of 2029. So, he got 3 years left. He got 3 years left, and then he's going to be out to see the world, do what he do, and be looking at little kids' booties again. I'm pretty sure of it. Whew, Jesus. And of course, he must register as a sex offender as well. And he has to pay significant restitution to victims and will be supervised after his release. And I'm just like, man, the things people do, man, they get fame, they get stardom, they on TV, they popular, and these are the ones who be doing the most. And I don't know if it's something about the fame, it's something about they get noticed, they get recognized, so they think they can get away with things, or maybe some of these people are just complete creeps. Complete creeps. And the crazy thing is, when you look at his, let me show you his photo. Go ahead and take a look at this picture.
So, of course, this article right here was published by thepeople.com. So, Jared Fogle admitted to sexually abusing at least 2 minors and to receiving child pornography of at least 12 others. What you need to know here. Jared Fogle was once a Subway spokesperson after claiming he lost over 200 pounds by only eating sandwiches from the fast food joint. He was fired in 2015 after he admitted to having sex with at least 2 minors and obtaining child pornography. Now, Fogle is serving a 15-year sentence in prison and is expected to be released in March 2029. Jared Fogle was beloved as a Subway spokesperson, but his wholesome image came crashing down when he was accused of sexually abusing and exploiting children. Fogle rose to fame in 2000 for claiming he lost more than 200 pounds with a diet of Subway sandwiches, later appearing in ads for the franchise for over a decade. However, in 2015, the spokesman was fired from Subway after he admitted to having sex with at least 2 minors and obtaining child pornography of at least 12 others. So, after an August 2015 court appearance, Fogle's defense attorney, Jeremy, said that his client knows that he has a medical problem. He has already sought evaluation by a world-class psychiatrist experienced in these matters, and he will seek appropriate treatment. Of course, he was sentenced to over 15 years behind bars. So, a little background story. Mr. Jared was obese in college, weighing 425 pounds with a 60-inch waistline, until he lost 245 pounds by eating Subway sandwiches, he claimed. I ate the foot-long veggie and 6-inch turkey every day, no cheese, no mayo, tons of vegetables, and a bit of spicy mustard, he told the Indiana Daily Student, the Indiana University campus newspaper, in 1999. I was reborn in every sense of the word, he continued. Subway helped save my life and start over. I can't ever repay that. Subway soon reached out, and Fogle became a spokesperson for the chain, starring in more than 300 commercials. Between 2000 and 2015, at the height of his success, his net worth was estimated to be about $15 million. He also became a red carpet regular, appearing at movie premieres and posing for pictures with stars, and started his own charitable organization, the Jared Foundation, to promote healthy eating habits and exercise for children or for kids. Fogle's beloved public image lasted until July of 2015, when it was irreparably destroyed. The FBI raided his Indiana home, and he was arrested for possession of child pornography and for traveling across state lines to have sex with minors. So pretty much that's all you need to know, because they repeat the same information over and over in different ways. But Fogle's first received child pornography images and videos in 2011 and repeatedly viewed them instead of reporting them to authorities. He then continued to solicit more child sexually abuse materials from his co-conspirator, Russell Taylor, including visuals of at least one child as young as 6 years old. Now that's creepy. Additionally, the filing stated that Fogle went to great lengths to have sex with underage minors. He also communicated with prostitutes to help him find younger children for sex. Specifically, he was interested in 14 and 15-year-olds. So, of course, his wife, Kathleen, with whom he shares 2 children, she filed for divorce after he pleaded guilty. It's just crazy. It's just easy over there. Different ages. Fogle told journalist and FBI informant Rochelle Herman in a recorded phone call, I mean, you just sort of choose what you want, and there's a price for it, and off you go. All right, so if you want to read the rest of this, you can, because it is very lengthy, but this is more information on what took place with him, the Subway guy. All right, so Fogle was sentenced to 15 years and 8 months in federal prison, followed by a lifetime of supervision. He also agreed to pay $1.4 million in restitution to 14 of his confirmed victims, who ranged from ages 10 to 17 at the time Fogle committed the offenses against them. More information that you can read at your leisure. So this story is just so long in detail of what he had going on. It's just so much information.
So the crazy thing is, when you look at his picture, he kind of looked like deep down inside he got something going on. He like, I'm the face of Subway, but I don't want you. I want you. Looking at the little girls sitting over there with their mama eating that sandwich. Whew, that is weird. Anyway, so guys, that is pretty much it for him. There ain't a whole lot to say, but I'm gonna go ahead and sum up the 3 people I just talked about. So of course, I just talked about Mr. Kaalan Walker from Superfly. I talked about the 70s show guy, and of course, we talk about the Subway guy. Okay. And all 3 of these people, of course, are in prison now. 2 of them are serving life in prison. And one person, of course, like I said, will be out in 3 years. But he got the least charge of all of them. And I think he should have got more than 15 years and 8 months, for sure. But hey, that's how the justice system works, right? But anyway, guys, go ahead and comment down below what you think about this tea talk today. Now, I do have more tea talks coming for you. But whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want me to talk about, go ahead and comment down below what you want to see next. If you have any ideas, some suggestions, something to make this better, if you think these tea talks can be a little bit more interesting, go ahead and comment down. Go ahead and give me some suggestions. Now, I'm not asking for no negativity, okay? Because a lot of people want to be negative. I'm asking for suggestions. Go ahead and comment down below nicely what you have for me, okay? But guys, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you go on over to Neka Bowers as well. Make sure you subscribe to Neka's Tea Talks. But guys, thank you for watching. Take it easy, and it's been real.
Make sure you subscribe to Neka's Tea Talks and Neka Bowers. Want to talk? Send your juicy letters and topics to nekasteatalks@gmail.com.